Headline earnings per share is a measure that aims to show the core and operational earnings of a company. It wants to show the core or sustainable earnings of the company. And what it does is it strips out once-off gains or losses that impact on the company's earnings, but that don't relate to the core operational earnings of that business. What this should do is it should give a user a more accurate sense of the sustainable earnings of a company, and we call these headline earnings per share. So the starting point of calculating the headline earnings would be to take the overall earnings per share, but then strip out from it once-off gains and losses. These, for example, could be items such as profits on the sale of assets. These are once-off. Permanent impairments or write-downs of assets. Restructuring charges, write-downs or losses that arise due to discontinued operations. Any gains or losses that do not relate to the core operations of the business are stripped out of the headline earnings per share so that all we are left is with sustainable or core earnings that we can expect to recur year in, year out. Let's do an example. Say a company has profit after tax of $10 million and it declares a preference dividend of $2 million. This company has 4 million ordinary shares in issue. Now, included in the profit after tax figure of $10 million is an impairment expense on a trademark of $3 million. How would we calculate the headline earnings per share? We would calculate the headline earnings per share by saying the profit after tax is 10 million. We need to add back the impairment expense on the trademark as this doesn't relate to core operations. And we need to minus the 2 million preference dividend. That gives us 11 million in headline earnings. We would then divide this $11 million by the 4 million ordinary shares in issue. That would give us headline earnings per share of $2.75 per share. Let's do another example. Say a company has profit after tax of $20 million. It declares a preference dividend of $8 million and it has 3 million ordinary shares in issue. Now, included in the profit after tax figure of $20 million is a gain on the sale of land and buildings of $5 million. How would we calculate the headline earnings? We would calculate the headline earnings per share by saying profit after tax of 20 million, subtract the 5 million gain on the sale of land and buildings because it's once off, and minus the 8 million preference dividend, giving us 7 million. We would then divide the $7 million by the 3 million ordinary shares in issue. That would give us headline earnings per share of $2.33 per share.